So I was looking at my phone and I noticed how many photos of the sky I take. And I've become more aware of how often I look at the sky. So when I wake up in the morning, that's one of the first things I do is I look out my window and I see, depending on the time, whether it's the sunrise or just if it's cloudy, can I see the sun? And I do that a lot whenever I'm outside. When I leave the interior of a building and then I go outside, I like to just kind of scan the sky and see what's going on. And when I kind of tried to think about why I do that, I love the expansiveness of the sky. I feel the same way about the ocean. It's never ending. It just continues on forever and it's always constantly changing. It's not still in any way. If you were to look up at the sky and you really pay attention to it, the clouds, everything's always moving, some days faster than others, or so it seems. And so I was thinking about that and how that relates to us as humans, us. And you think about the other things in nature, everything in nature is continuously changing. The sky, plants, the ocean, all these things are never really in any form of stillness. Even when you watch plants, I have a lot of indoor plants, I have some outdoor plants. Different parts of the day, they are in different positions, even from like 1 second to the next. A plant is never really still. It's always kind of moving, whether there's air or not. It's always stretching to find the light. It's always, blossoming a little bit more when you water it. And so, why are we so stagnant? As humans, as people, it feels like, at least in my experience over these last however many years, people are very opposed to change. People like to get just in their bubble and just be there and not think about the growth that can come from not being attached to a moment or a place or a thing. So why do we hide from change? And why are we afraid of shedding our own layers? And it's something we've talked about this Yama before in class. In fact, most recently, I think when I moved here. And it's interesting to me that we always need to have these goals, right? In our society and just in ourselves, we always feel like, okay, I got to get this next thing, I got to get this next best thing, or just keep working to be continuously better. And we talk about that in class sometimes too. You should always just be looking forward to growing, but sometimes that growing doesn't mean that there's an end goal. We don't need an end goal, just like how a seed doesn't spend its time worrying about what kind of plant it's going to grow to be, right? It just kind of absorbs as much as it can and it continues to grow and it enjoys that process. At least I like to think it does. The sky can be cloudy 1 minute and full sun the next. It's not entirely defined by one small piece of itself. And if you've been driving through a rainstorm, you'll see that too. 1 minute it's raining and then like a mile down the road, it's not. The moon doesn't worry about where it's going to be next. It just shows up. So just like nature, we can learn not to be attached to any moments, to a state of mind. Aparigraha, so this idea of non-attachment, non-possessiveness. When you break it down, graha actually means to take or to seize. Pari is on all sides, so to seize all things from every aspect. And then the first letter of the word is non, so then to take all of that away, to say we are not doing these things. Roughly translates to take only what we need, keep only what serves us in the moment, and let go when the time is right. And so when you look at nature and this idea of spring and rebirth and all these things, this continuous cycle of movement and of being and of letting go. And as humans, we've gotten away from that and we've gotten really stuck in our patterns. And we can see it on the mat sometimes too, when we're in certain poses or we're always thinking, oh God, when is my hand going to finally touch the floor when I'm in triangle pose? Maybe you let go of that and don't worry about it. And you just stop and you appreciate the moment. You appreciate the process of being there and getting there. And that's kind of what Aparigraha is about. I have all this other stuff written, but in the essence of Aparigraha and this idea of letting go and just shedding the layers, it's really, can you enjoy the process? Can you enjoy the moment? Can you Stop worrying so much about the outcome that you can't even enjoy getting there. How often do we do that? But we're like, I'm so set on this thing. I have to get here, I have to get here. And you get there and you're like, wait, I don't even remember how I got here. And you didn't even enjoy any of it. And that's the process. The process is the fun part, not the, hey, I met my goal. The goal's cool too, but not to go on forever and ever. Today's practice, yes, it's a slow flow. We'll move mindfully with our breath, but I want to think of today more as a continuous flow in this idea of constant kind of continuous movement. So continuous flow. So maybe today you let go of this idea that you're headed anywhere, that you have to look a certain way, that a shape, I'm very usually, or at least have been in the past, adamant about alignment being correct and shapes being set up correctly. And today I invite you to kind of let that go. And I'll try to let go of that in my cueing as well a little bit. And I want you to just be present, and I want you to feel the shape, and I want you to feel it's going to be a lot more just movement instead of like stagnant energy and stagnant postures. And we'll just see where that takes us. And see if you can kind of enjoy yourself in the process. Hopefully you do every week, but just today, something to think about. Can we not be stuck? Can we let go of whatever it is that we're holding on to and just be here? So on that note, thank you for listening to me. Close your eyes if they're not already. Start to bring your awareness to your breath here. Bring it into the body. Noticing anything that you are holding on to here. Whether you have plans today or things from the week before, let that shit go. Just be here. You took the time to step onto your mat today, and I appreciate that. So can you appreciate yourself for doing that? Starting to deepen the breath here. And then when you're ready, gently blinking open the eyes. We'll inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. See if you can root down through the sit bones here, grabbing any wrist, right or left, grabbing that wrist, softening the shoulders. And then instead of our usual kind of cat-cow circles here, I want you to just kind of start making circles with the ribs. So finding this movement here rather than in the hips, finding this movement in the ribs, and then you can kind of start to bring the shoulders and the wrists into it. So this idea of continuous flow, this idea of movement and just being organic here. And if it becomes a bigger circle, becomes a bigger movement, maybe it's just more of a side to side than a circle, just starting to wake up the body here. And then you can grab the opposite wrist, maybe you take it in a different direction if you've been doing the circles here. Maybe you start to kind of circle with the wrists, bringing it more into the shoulders. We're just finding some movement here. A lot of times, just from watching everybody when I teach, it's hard to kind of let go of this idea of, we feel like we need to do things correctly. Maybe when we were in class together, we were looking around at each other going, oh, I'm not doing it right, because this person next to me doesn't look like me. Can we let go of that? Can we just be present here in our bodies? Maybe even close the eyes. And then we'll start to take it down here so you can still keep moving and start to bring the chest down as we come into a forward fold. Release the hands out in front once you get there. Release the breath, release the hips. And then we'll start to move into kind of a cat-cow here from our forward fold. I will turn around so that you can kind of see me better. It's up to you if you want to plant the palms or tent the fingers. And then from our forward fold, on an inhale, can you take the gaze forward, take the chest forward, like you were going to move and flow forward past the legs here. And then exhale, tuck the chin, draw the belly button back. So we're finding this cat shape from our forward fold. So a lot less room to move here than if we weren't folded. But can you kind of relish in this movement? Maybe you're moving with the breath. Maybe you're just moving with whatever moves you. And turning this into whatever you need it to be today. Taking 2 more rounds. Being mindful to kind of send those sit bones back here. And then coming back to that forward fold, plant the left hand in front of your face here in the center of the mat. And then we'll kind of sweep this right arm across the chest and up towards the sky for, it's like a twist / side stretch here from our forward fold. And you can come out of the fold a little bit if you want to here. And then just find a little bit of movement with that arm. So bringing this into more of a side stretch by reaching that right hand up and over, and then maybe you press down into the left hand and sweep that right arm towards the back of the mat. So again, this idea of finding some movement, just being present in the body here. Obviously, if you need some stillness today, find some stillness. Next time that right arm comes towards the front of the mat, place it where the left hand was, and this time we'll sweep that left arm up. And then same thing here, just kind of finding some movement, noticing where you might be feeling tight, where this might feel good here. Do you need to come out of the pose a little bit? And sometimes it's not even about changing that action. It's just about having the awareness that that's what's going on. Hello. Two more rounds like that. And then draw yourself upright. Plant the feet about hip distance apart here. Take the hands behind you, and we'll take the hips up, reverse your tabletop. And then again here, invitation to find a little movement. Maybe you roll forward onto the toes and then take it back into the heels. That'll kind of take some movement into the shoulders here. So you'll notice what you need. Maybe taking circles with the hips here. Just invitation to kind of play and get curious. And then when you're ready, taking those hips back down, we'll make our way into tabletop. However you want to get there. We're not here for very long, but if you would like to, feel free to pad up the knees with your blanket. Tabletop, pausing for a moment here to find some stillness, to get aligned. Noticing if you need to take the knees a little bit wider today. Can you bring some energy into the fingers, into the palms? And then finding some movement here, whether it's moving through cat-cow or anything else here, some barrel rolls, maybe you take the gaze from side to side, all the usual invitations here. Just relishing in this idea that we get to move, we get to change. We get to be here right now and experience whatever it is we're experiencing. Eventually coming back to center, we'll send that right foot back. Toes are tucked here, heel reaches back. And then just like we've been doing, a little bit of continuous movement. So finding your stopping point along the way, wherever you are, you can start to walk left fingertips forward. And then we can inhale and sweep that left arm up and back here, almost like it's reaching for the heel and then sending it back. Up to you. You know, hopefully you're moving with the breath here. The breath is moving with the movement. If you want a little bit more, the next time you reach back, maybe you bend the right knee here. Grab that foot, give it a nice pull, and then release that foot down as you release the hand down. So just adding on a little bit. Doing two more wherever you are, whether you're grabbing the foot or just sweeping the hands. Next time that hand comes down, plant it back in your tabletop and we'll step the right foot forward here. You can kind of inch that left knee back a little bit. So we're coming into a lizard lunge. Right foot is wide. Big breath in here. And again, we'll find some movement on the exhale. Straighten through that right leg as you send the hips back and keep sending energy through the ball of that foot. Inhale brings you forward. Exhale takes you back. I'm just exploring these movements, exploring these transitions, enjoying the act of that in between. I'm gonna take two more. And the next time you come forward into that bent right knee, this time we'll tuck left toes. Actually, we don't need to tuck left toes. You can just come back, send that right foot and cross it over to the left side of the mat. So we're kind of back in this tabletop position with that right leg crossed on the opposite side here. Maybe you take the gaze to the right heel. From here, you can kind of sweep this left foot out to the left side of the mat, come into a modified side plank. So pressing down into the left hand, open up wide, sweep that right hand up. Maybe you find a little movement with that right shoulder here. Letting go of this idea that this needs to look any sort of way today. And you just enjoy being in these shapes. Maybe you lift that right leg as that right arm comes back. Two more of whatever you're doing here. And then we'll come back into our tabletop. And then once you get there, extend that left leg back. And this time, right fingertips walk forward, and we'll inhale, sweep that right arm all the way up and back. Just enjoying this movement. Maybe you lift and bend that left knee, grab the foot, and then release on the way down. One more just like that. Release the hand down here and then step that left foot up into our lizard here. Take a moment, catch your breath, get settled, and then we'll move and take it back. Straightening that leg, taking hips back. Or straightening the leg, the knee. Noticing the various parts in the body here that work together to even make this movement possible. Stretching of the hamstring, the rolling onto that right knee, the bending and unbending of this left knee, the movement in the hip flexors, even the pressing into the palms. We'll take it back one more time. And the next time you come forward, send that left leg to the right side of the mat. Maybe the gaze follows. And then we'll step that right foot out to the outside of the right of the mat and sweep the left arm up and find a little movement here with that left arm. Maybe lifting of the left leg, if that's in your practice. Just enjoying the expansiveness here. Next time that left arm comes forward, come back into your tabletop position. Take the knees a little bit wider, sink the hips back, settle back into a child's pose here. Stretching the arms out long. Maybe you come up onto fingertips, bring it into the shoulders. We're going to get into the shoulders in a little bit here. Can you tuck the chin? Bring the forehead down, maybe to the mat. Create some space here between the thighs. Give yourself lots of room here to just kind of settle in. Taking a big breath in. And then on the exhale, walking hands over to the right. Inhale back through center. Exhale over to the left. Inhale brings you back through center, and you'll kind of just slide forward here onto your belly. And we'll come into a Sphinx pose. Fingers spread nice and wide, elbows underneath the shoulders, and then the hands are in line with that. Nice 90-degree angles here. I said I wasn't going to talk alignment, but there are a few things. And can you enjoy just releasing the pelvis down here? Release the belly, release any tightness. Press the tops of the feet down into the mat, press the elbows down, give your neck some space. Maybe you find some circles here with the neck. Switching directions if you're taking circles. And then we'll take this right arm, extend it out long in front, plant the palm here, and then left arm slides underneath. So kind of threading this thing here. Pressing that left palm down into the mat, pressing the right palm down. Maybe you bring the right elbow back down. And can you body here? gravity. We able to just stretch out. Bring the right hand back here. Press yourself all the way back up. Place yourself back into Sphinx, just temporarily here. And then we'll extend left hand and reach the right arm underneath here, coming to rest on that right shoulder. Maybe left elbow comes back down here. Bring the left hand back in, unravel yourself here, and then we'll take the hands next to the chest, tuck the toes, lift the knees, or maybe not lift the knees, up to you here, and just gently and carefully press yourself all the way up and back, downward facing dog, and take the feet as wide as the mat here in this down dog. So nice wide feet. Start to send those heels down towards the floor, send the tailbone up towards the sky, and the chest back towards the tops of the thighs. Just taking a moment to enjoy this down dog, finding some movement here if you'd like. There's usually a little bit of movement going on whenever I'm in a downward dog. Inhale, gaze moves forward, bend the knees. Exhale, make your way to the top of the mat. In a forward fold here. Inhale, lifts you halfway up. Exhale, release. Inhale all the way up to stand here. Arms can come down by your sides. And then you'll keep this right foot planted, step the left foot back, coming into a lunge here. This is where the continuous flow kind of is going to come in. We'll take this slow at first, and then it'll invite you to kind of move through these, move through this part of the sequence with not necessarily the breath, but just this force of the arms coming up and coming back. You'll see what I'm talking about here. So we're coming into lunge. Arms are wherever they're comfortable. Maybe they are out in front. Maybe they come around the ears. Big breath in here. On the exhale, reverse your lunge. Take that right hand to the back of the left thigh. Keep reaching nice and long through this left side body. See if you can bend a little deeper in that right knee. And then your next inhale, open up here, warrior two. Settling into that right knee. Inhale, flip the front palm, sweep it up and back here. Reverse the warrior. This is where blocks might come in handy here in a little bit. So if you want to take a moment to set up your blocks at the front of the mat, we are taking a big inhale. On the exhale, using the arms to propel you here, coming into a side angle, whether it's elbow to thigh or hand to a block or to the mat. This is what I mean about letting the arms kind of propel the movement for these this part of the flow. From our side angle here, big breath in. Exhale, start to sweep and lead that left arm forward as we hike that left heel up and make our way into a lunge twist. Left hand comes down, right arm lifts. From here, big breath in, send energy through those right fingertips, and then sweep that right arm towards the front of the mat. Start to lengthen through this right leg, stretching the hamstring here. So we're in a long pyramid. From here, inhale draws you forward. Walk the hands up about a foot past that right foot. Lift that left leg. Standing split. Inhale, open up, lifting that left hand. Half moon on the right side. Maybe that left arm reaches up towards the sky. Maybe it stays at heart center. From here, see if you can now use this left arm and left leg to propel you. We're coming into standing. Hopefully you don't have a tree in your way here. Coming to standing and sending that left foot forward, kind of like a stork here. Hands can be at heart center for this one. Balancing on the right foot, big breath in. Exhale, start to send that left leg back as you send the torso forward, coming into warrior three. Maybe you lose your balance. When you're ready here, step that left foot back. We're back where we started, lunge. So now we'll move through that same sequence 2 or 3 more times. I think we've got time here for a few more times. I will just kind of call out the pose, and I want this to become to you more of this idea of how it feels to transition between the poses rather than thinking, am I doing this correctly? Is my knee bent deep enough, you know? So we're starting in lunge. And then we're reversing our lunge. Left arm reaches tall, right hand reaches back. Open up here, warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Taking the entire breath to get there, right? And then leading with that right hand, coming into your side angle. As soon as that left hand gets to the top here, start to sweep that left hand down, kicking up that right heel and coming into your lunge twist. Once you get there, right hand comes right back down as we send that right hip back, coming into our hamstring stretch. From here, kind of give myself some space here, propel yourself forward into that standing split. Taking a moment here to kind of fold over that right leg and then planting through that right hand, open up here, half moon. As soon as you get into your half moon, start to come off of the right fingers, coming all the way up into that standing leg, standing stork. From here, hands at heart center, propel yourself forward as you send that left leg back. Warrior three, just long enough to step that left foot back. You did it. Yes, we're back in our lunge. We'll move through that 2 more times here. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Take it back, reverse your lunge. Let the arms lead here. As soon as that right hand touches the back of the thigh, we twist open here, warrior two. See, we're still moving relatively slow. Lucifer, you're blocking the camera. And sweep that right arm back. We're doing cat pose for the remainder of this. Take it forward into your side angle. From there, hamstring stretch. Nope, sorry, lunge twist. Got distracted by the cat. Side angle into your lunge twist, and then hamstring stretch. Forward into your standing splits. Open it up here, half moon. Lift yourself up to standing. Left leg extends forward. Maybe you keep your balance. Can you keep it as you move back into warrior three? And then step that left foot back. I know this right shin is on fire. We're going to move through that 1 more time here. Inhale, sweep the arms all the way up. And take that right hand back. See if you can feel the transitions here. Open up warrior two. Sweep it back, reverse your warrior. Side angle. Coming into that lunge with a twist. Hamstring stretch. Propel yourself forward here. Standing split. Can you fold over that leg? And then open it up, half moon. See if that action can propel you back up to standing. Leg extended. And then start to fold forward, send that leg back, warrior three. Step it back, lunge, step that left leg forward, Tadasana, shake out the right leg. Take a little movement here. We'll do that same thing on the other side. Thank you for bearing with me. Hopefully that makes sense here. Are you starting to feel kind of, instead of moving and pausing, we're just continuously moving through these poses here. Wherever you are, left foot stays planted, right foot steps back. Give this other leg a chance here to support us for a little bit. Inhale, sweep the arms up. We'll take this first round a little slower. Give the body a little bit of time to settle here, get familiar with the movements, soften the shoulders. Sweep that left arm back and down as we reach through the right hand. One of my favorite poses lately, in case you couldn't tell. Inhale, warrior two. Allowing us some muscle memory here. And then we'll flip the front palm, sweep it up and back. From here, taking it into our side angle, letting that left arm lead, and then the right arm. Sweeping right arm forward towards the front of the mat, hiking up that right foot. As soon as the right hand plants, that left arm lifts for the lunge twist. Inhale here. Sweep that left arm forward as you take the left hip back, straightening through that left leg. Taking a moment to stretch the hamstring here. And then propelling yourself forward, standing split right leg lifts. Maybe you're reaching long through the crown of the head. Maybe you work on folding in towards that left leg. And then plant through the left hand, open up here to the right, half moon. Leading with the leg and the head this time, coming to stand, balancing on the left leg. Right leg is forward, hands at heart center. To me, I think this is actually harder than when we're continuously moving, because now we have to pause. And then we start to send that right foot back, warrior three. And then step the right foot back. So now for that continuous flow, you kind of know the pattern, you know the rhythm now. See if you can let the body move you into it. Inhale, sweep the arms. Keep reaching with that right hand as you reach that left hand back. Rotate it open here, warrior two. As soon as you get settled in there, sweep the left arm back. Once that makes its way to its final destination here, take it back down. Side angle. Once that right arm really reaches, we start to take the right arm down. Right hand reaches the floor, left arm lifts, popping open for the twist. And then we sweep that left arm forward, straighten the left leg, hamstring stretch. Slide yourself forward, pop up that right foot, right leg. Maybe you come in to get a little deeper here. And then when you're ready, open to the right side of the mat, half moon. From here, can you stay balanced maybe on that left leg, send that right foot forward. Exhale, send it back, warrior three. As soon as you get into your warrior three, plant that right foot. We'll do that 2 more times. Inhale, arms lift. Left arm comes down. Open up, warrior two. Reverse the warrior. Side angle. Lunge twist. Hamstring stretch. Standing split. Half moon. Come to stand. Little warrior three. As we move forward here, step it back. Lunge. Reverse your lunge. Open it up. Warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Side angle. Lunge twist. Enjoying the process here, maybe, as we take it back for that hamstring stretch. Send it forward, standing split. Maybe you open up, half moon. Let that lift you up. Right leg extends. Soon as we get that foot to tap here, we start to take it down and step it back. One more just like that. Inhale, sweep the arms. Exhale, reverse the lunge. Open up warrior two. Reverse your warrior. Side angle. Lunge twist. Hamstring. Standing split. Half moon. Come to standing. Shin is on fire. Last little bit here. Warrior three. And lunge. And then open up, feet come parallel, and you can take it forward into a wide-legged forward fold. I'm just going to turn so I'm facing you. And just relax here. Maybe hands come to blocks. Maybe you're deep enough in your forward fold, you bring the head onto a block or a pillow or the floor. So allow the body to release here. Let go of all of that. Let go of anything that came into the brain here. Find any movement that feels good. When you're ready here, halfway lift. We'll take the left hand to the center, right underneath our face. Inhale, sweep that right arm open. And you have an invitation to find a little movement with that arm here. And he's back. Take the right hand down and sweep that left arm open. Left hand comes down. Maybe you go for a deep stretch. If you can reach each ankle here and just grab each ankle. And just kind of fold yourself inwards towards the back. What is now the back of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale all the way up to stand. And then we'll step it forward. Top of the mat. Move through one vinyasa just to kind of clear all that out. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back. Find your plank, whether that's with knees up or down. Maybe you come straight back into a child's pose and you skip the vinyasa. Inhale here in your plank. Exhale, either chaturanga or knees, chest and chin. Inhale draws you forward. And exhale takes you back. Option for child's pose or downward facing dog here. Whatever most benefits you in this moment. So, not thinking about what you should be doing, think about what you need and enjoy being there. And then when you're ready, we'll take the knees down and come to lay on our backs. Finally. Once you get there, hug the knees into the chest. Give yourself a big squeeze. Plant the left foot down here and cross the right ankle over top that left thigh, coming into figure four. And then just being in whatever version of this shape works for you. So you can stay here with that hand on top of the inside of the the right knee. Maybe you grab the back of the left leg here, lifting up that left foot. Maybe you extend through that left leg. And if you want some continuous movement here, you can point and flex the foot, maybe make some circles with the ankle. If you have the left foot lifted, bring the sole of that foot back down to the ground. And then we will come into a twist here. If it's okay for your body, we're just going to send everything over to the left so that maybe the sole of the right foot comes down. We're in this kind of like twisty diamond shape. Can you let that right shoulder relax and open up here? Maybe the gaze goes over the right. If this I don't think I need to say this after all these years, but if this is not a comfortable shape for you here, find a different version of a twist. Inhale brings you back through center. And then we'll swap. We'll take the other figure four here. So planting right foot, crossing left ankle over top of the right thigh, and taking wherever you need to be here. Cementing this idea that nothing needs to look a certain way. It's more important that you appreciate and enjoy this place where you are. The process of things. If you have that right foot lifted, bring that back down to the ground and take everything over to the right this time. Left sole plants on the right side of the mat. And we twist open to the left. Inhale, Back up through center. Hug the knees in one last time. Take any final poses that your body might be asking for here. And then when you're ready, settling into your version of Shavasana. I invite you to take a full body stretch before you get there. Might feel really good. And close this out with a few more words. So, the one common factor I found between nature, yoga, religion is that we need to let go in order to grow. We need to trust that life is like the breath. We trust that our breath comes and goes and it'll be there when we need it. We don't even have to think about it. So, can we allow life? Can we trust in life the same way that things are going to come and things are going to go and it's going to be okay? This concept of aparigraha reminds us to let go of clinging, not the enjoyment. You can still enjoy things, just don't cling onto them. There's no need to hold on to that enjoyment. Trust that another round of enjoyment will come, another round of pleasure will come, even if it doesn't feel like it sometimes. Allowing yourself to fully surrender here. Softening all the parts of the body, softening the mind here, being gentle with yourself as it goes wherever it wants to. Slowly begin to bring some awareness back into the body, finding little movements in fingers and toes. Maybe taking a full body stretch here. Just coming back into the present moment, coming back into your physical space. And when you're ready, gently bending the knees and rolling over onto one side. And taking a moment there to thank yourself and be grateful for taking time out of your day to connect with your breath and with your body. And when you're ready, gently propping yourself up to a comfortable seat. We'll meet with heavy eyelids and hands anywhere that feels centering here for you. Tucking the chin, bowing the head, bowing to your own inner wisdom, your own inner grace, these things that carry you through. Thank you all so much for joining me today. Thank you for sharing your practice. The light within me honors and celebrates the light that shines inside each and every single one of you. Namaste.